Hurricane Helene hammered several counties in East Tennessee just about a year ago. In Cocke County, it was the Pigeon and French Broad Rivers that flooded to unprecedented levels. And in Greene County, it was the Nolichucky River that swept away homes. Consumer reporter Don Dare returned there to Greene County, where he talked with a veteran who lost everything. Don.
Well, that's right, Alina. Gary Mooneyham had lived in his home since 2017, and it wasn't in a flood zone. But Gary says as the Nolichucky River rose on September 27th, it dumped heavy rain overnight and into the morning, becoming a violent torrent never seen before. Gary, a decorated Vietnam veteran, has spent the last year believing someone would help him rebuild, but it never happened. 4-foot-high weeds hide all traces of what was once Gary Mooneyham's property outside of Greenville. A year ago, Hurricane Helene washed away everything from his place. The only thing left, debris from his home tangled in a tree. Depressing.
Yes, sir.
It's depressing to be here.
Yeah, very much. Gives me an empty feeling. Right in the gut.
What was it like living here?
My piece of heaven. It was my final resting place.
Gary's two-bedroom home, purchased with a VA loan 8 years ago, was carried away by the storm. His neighbor's house across Bill Mock Road went down the Nolichucky River too on September 27th.
You see that right there? It's a sewage tank. There was a house sitting right here. I think it was 3 or 4 bedroom house, modular home. I seen that baby titter-totter before it floated away.
The foundation to Gary's place was all that remained after the water receded. There was nothing left of his little piece of heaven where there was once a tree-lined area along Bill Mock Road. Homes disappeared as the raging river swept them away. The storm took everything with it, as he told us 6 months ago.
It was woods. There was campsites. The road went right through here.
Bill Mock Road has been restored over the past 12 months. A few of his neighbors have had their homes rebuilt, but the structures are higher off the ground. Gary was trusting in federal assistance to help him build a new house.
I need my place back. I'm on home back. But nobody could see that.
Farm Bureau, Gary's homeowner's insurance, denied his claim, saying the policy excludes water damage.
I told him, I said, well, I wasn't in the flood zone. Flood zone's over there. I'm over here, and it's supposed to stop right down there.
And you had a VA loan?
Yeah, and they don't give VA loans on flood property.
Gary stopped making monthly payments to Freedom Mortgage last year. He owed $85,000 on the property, but it was just a patch of dirt. It was sold at auction for $24,500 3 months ago.
And they even contacted Veterans Affairs a couple of times trying to make Veterans Affairs make me pay my mortgage payment for something. I said, I ain't got nothing here to pay for. I said, what am I going to pay for dirt?
Gary has yet to find a permanent place to call home over the last 12 months. Today, he lives in a tiny one-room cabin in the woods outside of Greenville. The few clothes in his closet are new, so are his boots. Nothing survived the storm except for his 10-year-old truck, which he escaped in, and this pagoda that he's had since leaving Vietnam 50-some years ago. This hurricane put a strain on everyone psychologically. How about you?
Well, Don, to tell you the truth, I'm surprised that I've dealt with it as good as I have.
A 100% disabled vet, he earned 2 Bronze Stars for Valor and a Purple Heart in Vietnam. Gary said he didn't want a handout, but just a fair shake.
I think the mortgage company and the insurance company should have helped me rebuild my home and left me where I was.
He asked several community agencies to help him rebuild in his property before the mortgage company foreclosed, but nothing materialized. Still, the place haunts him.
It bothers me to go out there.
Gary is going to hang in there, though, living in his little rental cabin in the woods.
Well, I ain't got no choice. We're trained to do that.
Gary did get a release check from FEMA, but it didn't go very far, he said, especially when he fled with only the clothes on his back and his truck. While he receives VA benefits for his disability, Gary estimates his loss at well over $120,000. One of his disabilities is PTSD from combat service in Vietnam. But today, even though he's lost everything, Gary is thankful for what he does have. Helena?
Don, thanks so much. And if you have a consumer problem and you think Don can help, go ahead and send him an email at ddare@wate.com, or you can give him a call at 865-633-6923.